All right, I noticed I totally had my chat box wrong. And so you saw me dragging it around. Hopefully I fixed it. Weird how on that screen, hey, you can hear and see me. On that screen, it was weird. I don't know. Everything. I came on like my whole setup was wrong after not streaming for a while. I'm like, how in the world did I mess up all of my setup? Like, I don't touch OBS that often, but somehow everything was wrong. But audio's working. That's exciting. And you can see me. I haven't shaved in a long time. I should get on that. That's all right. Allowed. It's days of COVID, right? Because I'm not used to being at home all the time. Yeah, I can't use that excuse since I've always worked from home. So, oh well. I'm joining in with everyone else on that. So how's everyone's day going? It's Friday. I'm excited. Um, last couple days, or in the next couple days though, for work though, I'm not going to be able to keep working on this hot reload stuff. So I'm excited to try and finish some of this hot reload stuff for MVVM. Why, hello. Yes, working. Audio is working. Oh, my mouse is on the wrong computer. Let me switch so I can click the right buttons. But yes, I'm excited to keep working on hot reload stuff. And I want to get it done and get through it. And I kept working on it a little bit yesterday in between meetings because yesterday was an entire day of meetings. And I was live streaming the day before and we got some of it done. So I've done a little bit of coding since then. So hopefully I can get through more of it today. Maybe get it actually reloading. It was reloading on Comet. And so hopefully I can get the MVVM stuff to reload. And we were kind of getting pieces from each of them and hoping it'll work, but yeah. Okay. So how about I just switch over to my screen and I walk you through where we're at and what I was doing. And hey, that worked. Oh, I forgot. I have my little outdoor cam on. So pretty. Except the outdoor cam goes over chat. That's kind of funny. Like I said, I've not thought through all this. My setup is kind of a mess. Which camera is that? Where do I guys even care about the outside camera? I just hide it. Who needs an outside camera? I just thought it was kind of fun. Maybe I'll hide it for now because I don't know where to put it. I'll figure that out later. All right. Camera's moved. It's gone. If there's moose, I don't have a hotkey, but hopefully I will quickly. Actually, I'm not going to be able to tell if there's moose. Maybe the dog barking will let me know. All right. So, where were we? We're working on the Maui branch. On my own fork of the Maui stuff from the forms repo. And I've been working on a few things in here. So since the last, I did commit and push up stuff at the end of the live stream. I actually forgot and didn't do it till the next day. But yesterday morning, I pushed up all the code exactly as is. And I started working on this, and some of this we'll keep today. Some of it we're just going to revert and deal with because I didn't get it working. So I've still got to finish thinking through how this is all going to work. All right. So view parenting, I added that in because current Maui stuff, the parent stuff can't work just due to the way it's set up. So I added in some extra parenting stuff saying to do remove the Maui parent stuff. But the reason I use Maui parenting, or I need the parent, is I want to find what's at the root. What's the bottommost thing? Right now we don't have the concept of pages in Maui yet, and that needs to be added. So, and Comet doesn't have that. So it still needs that concept of a root, whatever is the base level. Because you think about when I'm reloading something, and really, I only want to reload at the page level. If I say, hey, every view on screen, reload yourself, and I don't know the order, the true hierarchy, things like that, and we just reload everything, it could be like, all right, I'm going to reload this view that's in here, and then next I'm going to reload the page. And then it's going to end up reloading the view again because the page reloaded, things like that. So we need to make sure that we only reload pages / the roots, whatever's at the bottom. Now, if you're hot reloading your app, like typing on app code, the root, again, that should reload things. So there's some trickiness to reloading properly. So parenting had to add that in there. And that was causing me issues the other day if you were watching the stream. All right, and so layouting, I now say, hey, I'm your parent. Threw that code in there. All right, on our sample views, which are not the Xamarin Forms, they're not any type of views. Parenting is hard. You are right, John. Parenting is very hard. Yes, it's so hard that at work, John knows we have a parenting channel where we all complain about our parenting woes and how hard it is. It's hard. All right, but I have parenting in here, not too hard. This parenting works, luckily. All right, so I did add into our sample code. I like how it's yelling at me not for being on our internal previews because I'm supposed to be, but the internal previews log me out every hour and then won't update anymore. And then even when I log back in, I still can't update. So I'm on public previews. The updater's not broken there. It still yells at me to switch. All right, so inside of our sample, this sample has controls and things like that. These are just us testing out the handlers because handlers aren't tied to forms. Handlers aren't tied to the MVVM concept or MVU or anything. They're just there. So you can create your own whatever, which is what we've done in the sample. So the layout is to test the layout managers. And so we can do it without any of the pre-existing notions of what forms does or what comment does, because layout shouldn't matter how you build your app. It just needs to lay out. And so that's why there's these controls here. So I need to make sure that these work. However, some of them are a forms view and some use this view. So we actually have our hot reload code in two places right now. One in this view, our sample view, and the other one in the forms view right here. All right, so we've got that going on. And then that was just me playing with stuff. White space noises to make it reload. In the hot reload extension, I started bringing over, because I remember last one stream, like, oh, we've got to have this whole diff function. We need to diff things. I'm unsure on that. I know comment needs diffing because comment needs to be able to say, oh, the view changed. We built a view. Let's diff it. But the more I think about it, I think we can do hot reload really, really simple in forms. And we're not going to diff at all. The only reason the diffing is nice. No, I don't even think we need the diffing. So I'm probably just going to, and most of this, like I started going through it, I'm like, oh, that's comment only, that's comment only. So some of it is still there, but I think I'm just going to discard it. If we bring it back, we bring it back. All right. Also, I noticed the handler stuff didn't use some of our nice interfaces, which was actually causing me problems. So I added that in there. So let's discard that. We don't need that anyway. I hate how our stuff automatically adds files, but then we also add in the compile stuff whenever I create a new file. It drives me nuts. All right. So here's my current thinking, what we're going to do. We only need to care, like I said, about parent, or about the parent is used to find the root. And we really only need to reload at the root, the very root level. Because if we always do that, and if we look at the comment code, I go back and forth on this. If I know the only thing that changed is one class, like let's just say you have a custom view, my view, and the only thing that changed was my view, I know that. Do I only reload my view? Or do I reload the whole thing, which is less efficient, and my view is going to get reloaded because it's part of that? Right now I'm in the camp of let's reload everything at the page level if we can. And then if we need to fall back, we can do the app level. And I have special code. Oh, why is this unavailable? Let's bring that back. We can do this though. Let's figure this out. All right. Let's go into this hot reload code, and I want to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about on here. So this code changes a lot. And I keep going back and forth between these, and I've had it even a little bit more different. At one point, I had it in here to where it was like roots equals active views. Oh, I don't have Keycaster on. All right, Keycaster, live right there. Actually, let's scoot it over. Oh, I remember. I used to have my photo on, or my video on the right, in the chat above it. Like I said, my whole layout's messed up and I don't know why. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's go with that. Active views dot. I would do it to where I would find the active views of that type and reload only them, because all these things have a nice little reload on them. But I go back and forth. Like when I started adding the parents or the comment stuff, if the parent is the comment app, those are all the root pages, right? Those are the things that are directly on the app. And then I would check if what changed was only the comment app, because I was at one point keeping track of what changed. When all these things came in here, that's what this current views is, right? I had this current views hooked up. It's not even hooked up right now, is it? Like I said, I've gone back and forth on the right way. Oh no, that's a different thing. That's for how to reload things. All right, so but I was going through and I was keeping track of the current hot reload types, because this register replaced view gets called once for every type. And then after that's done, we say, okay, trigger reload. So I used to say, okay, so it kept track of what changed, and then I was only reloading those types. Like I said, right now, I think we're just going to stick with let's get the pages, which there are no pages, and we'll reload those. And in trying to think some of the differences on why this works in comment, because the code I had in there for comment goes through and just does this trigger reload. Triggering a reload in comment is like, if the view is the same exact thing, transfer over the handler is going to reapply itself on there, off it goes, and then it rebuilds all of its children and as needed. However, that didn't work at all when we're trying to hot reload handlers. And so what we need to do, and I think it comes down to the fact that Comet's root class knows how to just replace itself if enough stuff changes. So I think what we need to have is, since we don't have, and also on top of that, Comet has the concept of an iReload handler. All right. So inside of Comet, there is a type. Is that under controls? I don't remember where that lives. Let's just search it here. There's some interface, reload handler. Yeah, iReload handler. And so if you specify, you'll notice that we have on here this reload handler, right? And what it does right now is it just calls reload. What I had on there to where was this reload in Comet, we'll check if there's a reload handler, and we'll probably bring this thing over because I think we need it to do what I want to do. So let's fix namespaces. Okay, let's go into this iReload handler. Now what's nice about this is on the views, or now let's go down to the samples, controls, views, right? So let's say on here, well, iReload handler. All right. Because we've got all that fancy stuff. And now what I would do inside of here is I would just say, hey, if reload handler is not equal to null, dot reload, and then return. So now the reload handler is like, okay, I got this. I'm going to deal with this all by myself. Now, the nice thing about doing that is we can put a view at the root. And Comet has a Comet view controller and a Comet view. This Comet view is a reload handler. And so what it does is I just take a view, and in this case, we'll make it an I view. We'll put this reloadable view at the base. And now whenever this view changes, or whenever the reload happens, check this out. It goes and says, gets the handler of the view, does all this to actually swap this thing out. And so that makes sure that it's at the native level, it can do it. All right, just asking a question in Shane's asking me in the Discord about Maui or comment pages. No. S2. All right. So in going along those lines, he just asked if comment had pages. Right now, since we don't have pages here, we're going to do something very, very, very similar. What we're going to do, we're just going to mimic what comment does for now. So inside of our platforms, and this may not last, guys. I don't know if this code, because eventually we're going to have pages. But for now, we have this whole toNative, right? Okay, this, come on. Oh, I know why it's complaining. All right, so we're going to add that in there so we can go to UI view controller. Spelled that right, didn't I? Yeah, I did. All right, perfect. Now what we need to do though is we are going to need to add a new class. Don't we have a place in here for adding crap? Where do those things? Platform. That's where I was thinking of, platform. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new class, and this guy's going to be our reload handler. All right, and so we will do a what do I want to call this? I guess that works. Container view controller. I don't know. I hate naming. If any of you have a better idea, please speak up. Yeah, I spelled that right. Constantly second guessing. Why are my hotkeys not working? You can do it. Or not. Yell at me. Telling me I'm doing this wrong. All right, I'm going to close solution, reopen it. No, I'm actually running it. Actually, let's cancel. Maybe that's the problem. I'm still running. I'm running in hot reloading code, guys. Except it doesn't know how to hot reload this crap. No, that's still not working. All right, now let's close solution, reopen it. Yes, of course I want you to be way over there. All right, so once we get through this, I think this will instantly fix hot reloading. I think. Whether it's right, we might have to do some extra stuff, but I think it's going to be close enough. No, you're not going to give me any IntelliSense or complain or do anything. Close everything. Okay, let's restart Visual Studio all the way. As closing solution was not enough. So, what's everyone else working on? Anyone doing anything fun? Starting next week, I'm going to be working on some team stuff, and I think I'm going to be allowed to live stream some of it. I've never worked on teams, like actually worked in like doing stuff for teams. And I think I was told I was allowed to talk about it and work on it. And I'm going to double check. But if so, maybe next week we'll do some C#.NET coding inside of Teams. Kind of excited. What I want to know though is there's no Stream Deck stuff for Teams. So while I'm in there and learning that stuff, I want to see how extensible Teams is. If I can build a Stream Deck thing to like leave a meeting and mute myself and unmute myself in Teams and all of that. So I'm not always trying to find the button. It's just bam, bam, press the button and it works. I think that'd be awesome. Disable your camera and all that right from a button. Okay, I'm just going to open up another one. This one works. It's blue. Why aren't you blue? I'm just going to try building it. See what it does. Now it's blue. Click build. Goes blue. All right. All right, so here's what we're going to do. That's right. Not everything returns code. I like it. All right, public eye view. I'm going to call it Maui view right now because view's already taken on this. And I'll do the underscore. I think that's our convention, even though I loathe it. And this nullable stuff is driving me insane. Like, I know it's safe. I wrote the code. All right. So now what we need to do is view equals first if view equals view Discord messages. I'm always like, which way? All right. Okay. I don't know what the ping was. Oh, someone joining Discord. Okay, so let's do this. So there's a couple things we need to do in this view thing. We need to say if the view's the same, don't do anything. We also, you know what? Let's just put this all in. We're just going to do this. Why is this complaining? Dumb nullable types. Yes, this may be null. I don't know. So, Rockland, you're working on a human body clickable page. Know which area of the body is hurt on the forms page. Oh, that's fun. Healthcare sector. That's exciting. A little scary, but exciting. The healthcare stuff always scares me. All the HIPAA laws, and I know there's just so much data. As soon as you start collecting data about people, health-wise, they freak out. You can get their entire life story and everything on Facebook and nobody cares, but talk about health stuff. Instantly insane. All right. My wife's like so annoyed with how the healthcare system is. And she's like, why do I have to like transfer records from one place to another? Can't I just have like a centralized app that just has all of my data in it and the data for all my kids, and I can just show it to the thing and share it? I'm like, well, Apple's kind of trying to do that. And she's like, you should do it. I'm like, no, I don't have the time or the patience to deal with all the laws that would be required to do that. I just don't. Dog's barking. Just seeing by no moose. All right. So what we need to do in here, there's a couple things we have to do. So on your form with the people, do you just make it towards like a person of a picture and like tap the parts of the body and then it highlights? How in depth are you going with that? Because that could be like crazy. Or is it just like a form where you just choose arm, leg? Are you doing a form and then the image lights up? There's so many fun things you can do with that stuff. All right. Set view. All right, so there's a few things we really need to do with this. One is checking if the view is already there. And if so, we don't have to do anything else. We also will need to do a reset/update. Now we can reuse this. All right. If view equals view return. All right. All right. So we're also going to do is UI view. Actually, that's another thing is I'll call this current view at times, which then it's not Maui view. Let's do that. I like that name. My color is really hard to read. That's that purple on the green. All right. So we're in there, got current view, got that. Oh, this nullable. I don't know why I'm complaining and fighting this so much. I guess I like to live dangerously. It can be null. It's cool. I null check everything. So yeah, mostly image clicking and highlighting the body part. That's pretty cool. All right. So if current native view, no. See, this is why I don't care. Remove from super view. I just do null checks. Done. All right, so we've got that. Now what we need to do is, this might be pretty straightforward. Now the question is how efficient we want to be. iOS has a couple different things, right? So override, create, override, create. Why is it not giving me the view? Isn't there on or create view or something? I use it all the time. I can't be too crazy on that. Isn't there a create view? I am feeling crazy right now. Actually, I can just look at code that I use all the freaking time. All right, so I was just working on my wife's app last week. Let's go. Every single one of these view controllers works this way. It's native iOS. All right. Load view, not create view. My brain doesn't always work. All right, load view. So what happens is, and I think we can do, all right. So if view is loaded, we'll do a check on this. And we can move that this now. All right, so if the view is loaded, we will do view.add subview. I'm wondering how, yeah, we'll do it this way. This will be fine. Current native view equals view.toNative. And no, that should not be null. So if view is loaded and view is not equal to null, this value cannot be null. That's a lie. The moment you access the view inside of iOS, it instantiates it and makes it not null. Go away. So that's why this stuff's driving me nuts. Because I'm like, Not possible. You don't know what you're talking about, compiler. All right, so base.load view. Now what we're going to do here is we will just do, or just add the not. So what, like that? I don't know on that. This is all new to me, unfortunately. Can you say add the, oh, you're talking about the question mark or the, what's that do? What's the exclamation point do? View is not null here. Okay. So that's just saying I know it's not null. It'll work. Ignore it. Okay. That's good to know. Why, thank you. I always use question mark. I don't use that one. That's much nicer. Again, though, it still annoys me. I don't know. Cranky. I'm old, I say. I like it, though. Thank you. This is what's nice about live streaming is people can help me learn new things. All right. So here, what we will do is view. Is it still going to complain? View could be null. No, it can't. All right. Equals view.toNative. All right. Now, since we're doing it, not making it the root view, we need to do one more thing. Override layout. Did layout subview. Dun dun dun. Current native view dot frame equals view dot bounds. Done. View is not null. I promise. Okay. Okay. And actually, okay, so this isn't quite right because if the u equals that, blah, 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 or that should be good enough, actually. Okay, we're going with that. The biggest problem is if this is a replaceable view, the view might change, but the replaced view did. Just trying to think this thing through. All right, well, let's just go with that for now and see if that fixes it. Oh, right. This also needs to be I don't know. I load. Add that in there. And then what we say, if view is, did I add that reloadable view to anything? All right, let's go to the interfaces again. We need to make it to where we can set something. What did I name that? I think I just call it reload handler. All right, so now that's going, I can say, so now I can say if is I HR dot handler. reload handler equals this. That was really hard for me to remember for some strange reason. Okay. All right, so now we added reload on this. So now reload is... So this is what I was talking about, how we need to take into account... No, the toNative will do that. Okay, so now all we need to do is set view, no, what did I call it? Current view? True. Now that's going to force a refresh. Make sure we null that out. Although that should do it. All right, good enough. Good enough. All right, so now we can jump over to our handler extensions, and this gets super easy. Although I don't know if we're doing that platform namespace, but... All right, so now we'll go to our sample, iOS app. And in here, where we're doing all this, blah, 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 now we will do content.to UI view controller. Now this works very similar to how comment works. Okay, perfect, perfect. So now it's not going to compile yet, but we're getting somewhere. So in view, I did this, right? Yeah, see, I was doing all this stuff trying to fix crap, and that's not right. For now, we're just going to comment all this crap out because I don't even know what to do with it. All right, so now if forms code is going to complain, which is fine. As soon as we try building, it's not going to work. We'll need to go add that iReloadable or iReload handler. Errors, there we go. Replaceable view. Oh, no. View dot no. So I reload handler dot reload handler. There we go. Done. All right, so that should work now. We might actually get hot reloading with this go. We might need to walk the tree and clear some things out. I don't know. Find out. Uh-oh. So it's yelling at me for not making it nullable yet. Does that not match the interface if it's nullable? It's right. I do a null check on it. I don't know. Happy. Oh, iPod Touch. All right, let's close a bunch of windows. I shouldn't have closed all those because I want access to stuff. All right, so let's start with the handlers. And if we start here, and we'll want to re-architect our sample to make it actually hot reload since their app class is kind of silly. But let's start by going to the slider because we have a slider on the screen. Let's actually, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Let's put it there and let's see if it's going to hot reload. Not nervous. It'll work, right? Not nervous at all. All right, let's go dig in and see what it's doing. All right, so platforms, iOS. You got the reload, right? You got the notification? It didn't. It did not. All right, so let's go to this view class and sample. All right, so now let's change a line of code. I get so many white space noises. Change. Hey, look. Why did that not trigger? It did that time. How many views are we reloading? Should have only been one. Okay, so that reload happened. I guess we have 2 reloads. Move that breakpoint. All right. So current view is a layout. Dun, 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 dun. We remove that. We're not resetting the handler. All right. So goes back to what I was doing here when I'm like, handler equals null. Let's just do that. I don't know if that'll fix it all the way down. Because, yeah. Because if it tries to create the handler again, it'll get the new one. But if the handler is not recreated, it's still going to use the old one. All right, done, done, done. Oh, I didn't want the green already there because depending on the order in which things are applied, green may or may not go away. All right. Because realistically, we want to say, hey, we're going to throw all this away and start over. Not the most efficient, but it's a hot reload. This isn't a run. This isn't normal app. This is normal dev. So should be fine. All right, so let's throw this in there. It did not. So I think it recreated the thing, but our handler, this right here, toNative, says, hey, if handler's not null, go recreate yourself. The question is, what we can do so what I do in the comment during that diff, right? That's where my diff comes in. Because my diff goes through and it's like, that's not right. It's not right. Let's fix it. All right, let's go look at comment code. That's why I have the diff. The diff walks the tree and verifies, and that needs to live outside of. All right, so let's go into comment. And then I have my extensions. It's got a horrible name on this one. is that code that I just killed at the beginning of our session here. Under data, why am I not seeing what I think I should see? All right, data binding extensions. Perfect name for it, right? All right, so this does our diff. So you call this diff, you say this, and whether or not you're checking the renderers. I only check renderers on a hot reload, because if you're not hot reloading, your renderers shouldn't change. Now, what I do in here is I go through, I loop through all the containers, I check their children, and at some point, I do this thing where I say, hey, are they the same? And I say check renderers. If we're checking the renderers, I say the handler is not equal to null, and I go get the new one and I check if they are the same. If they're not the same, I say nope, this view's not the same. And so in a collection, I remove that one and add the new one in, which will trigger all of the native of removing and re-adding stuff. So that's one of the tricky things I need to make sure I do. So if I go through the children and say, oh, they're not the same, okay, no big deal, take one out, re-add it, right? And that's how I do all my diffing. It's really a very simple diff algorithm, and it works really good. So in this case, what we need to do, my question is, in a layout, let's go look at our layout code, because that's going to determine how we handle this. We have our layouts, and I don't know. It does have access to the layout handler. All right. Adding, though, does not let you add at a specific index. And in my diffing algorithm, okay. I'm trying to remember what I'm even doing on here. Yeah, I allow inserting. All right, so what we need to do is make sure, and also on a layout, I want to make sure that with the layout handler, so we add the children, remove the children, we do all that stuff, right? I wonder if I can clear them all if the layout changed. That's my fears. I need to make sure that if you change out the renderer, I remove it and then add the new one back in. However, I don't have access to that level of the native here. These, my get children inside of Comet, I think is an internal extension I use. Now, if that's an iRead-only list, how in the world do I insert? Do I just do it anyway? Do I have an extension on there that lets me? Because I am definitely editing those things. I might be cheating and casting them. But again, if that changes, Oops. I just want to make sure if I null, let me just go look at the, I might be overthinking this. I want to make sure on my layout handler. Oh, yeah, I remember having to fix that actually. On one of my branches, I cleared out the old children. Um, this should fix that. Subviews. Make a copy because we're going to edit them and you can't change a list as you're editing. Old children dot for each. X dot remove. I remember adding this code in to make Comet hot reload work. That not might be on an old branch because I had to do that to make Comet hot reload work at one point. All right. So if that happens, okay, I'm just going to try something. This might not work at all, but let's try this now. So if we have that, we set the handler to equal null. This might work. Oh. Man, this crap gets tricky. We just want to make sure that it truly rebuilds. Like I said, in Comet, I do a diff to where I go through and I loop through it and all of its children. Okay, actually that might work. We still might do the diff. All right, so let's just see what this does. I still think we might need the diff to null out the handlers. Yeah, we still do. All right. So now what we can do is we can do this diff. I think we're in a better shape here with having the view clear itself out. So that way we'll have the old views will be gone. We'll re-add the new ones. And actually, I don't need to null out that handler. Right? All right. Actually, I want to do some debugging really quick before I commit to what I just did. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put a breakpoint. I want to make sure it reapplies all the handler stuff, which it should. Easiest way to find out, putting a breakpoint here. Okay, so that gets hit the first go, second go. It's going to do its little disappearing in 5 seconds and re-adding. Okay, that didn't hit. That's fine. So now let's go into here and edit our handler. That's getting hit, so we're good. Now that's going to rebuild everything. Okay, I'm happy. We're in good shape. All right, so we don't need to null out the handler. We can reuse those. So now what we need to do is we're going to need to walk the tree and check what handlers changed. And if any handlers changed, we need to null them. And that'll get hot reload handlers working. Now for kicks, I'm just going to do this right here because I just want to see what... Actually, no, let's go bring our extension over because that'll be useful. And we'll just call it verify handlers or something this time. I'm just closing a bunch of stuff because I have way too many things open, making it hard for me to find what I want. All right. So inside of here, we're going to go to layout, handle, new class. All right. And we might need to make it the true diff again when we start hot reloading classes, not handlers. That's next. Let's get the handlers hot reloading first. All right, so public static. For now, I'll just do a void. All right, this I hot reloadable view. All right, actually, I'm going to AFK for 1 second. I'm going to go refill my water bottle. It's a little low, and I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
All right. So we're going to work on this check handlers. Actually, I forgot. I like to make my background invisible so that way I'm not taking as much space. Something else I need to make a hotkey for. Much better. Should have done that a long time ago. All right. Where were we? Okay, yes. So what we need to do is we need to go through and let's go look at the hot reload extension because we're basically going to mimic this. And we are just going to do where this does this, return diff update. We need to do, we're just going to check the renders. That's all we're going to care about. We're not going to do all this stuff right now. So yeah, this will be really straightforward. On this, I'm going to actually go grab this. And we're not going to do it the same thing. We're just going to do and I don't even, we're just going to do Actually, I don't even think I'm gonna need all that. I just needed a little bit of this code in here. So what we're gonna do is we're going to say, all right. So if u dot handler equals null, can return. All right, done. We're all done. That's all we needed. Let's delete this. All right, so at this point, what we're going to do is we're just going to null the handlers out for them here. So now what we'll say is if dun 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 view dot that render type how could that be null? They're saying all right. Render type they're saying could be null. All right, so we'll say if that's what we need. Okay. We also need to do if u is that should be it. Let's just make this view because that's all it needs to be, or iView. All right. Perfect. Oops. Dang it. Wrong hotkeys. No, wrong hotkey again. They changed the save all hotkey for me, and I'm just crazy and save all the time. And yeah, that really confuses me. Okay. My hands have not changed. They're working on it. All right, so now oh no, sorry. This dot. That's what I wanted. Perfect. Let's hope that works. That's now going to walk the tree, null out anything, like remove its handler. Actually, we probably... What? I don't know if we're handling that right. I know in common I do. If you null the handler, I disconnect it. But I don't think we're doing that in Maui anywhere. Where's the... Oh, framework element. Going on framework element, we're not. Comment, I'm really nice and I do all that for you. All right, let that hot reload. All right, please show us green. Oh, come on. Oh, yes, it hot reloaded. It crashed because of a complaint I have in forms that we're not doing right. I mean, in the Maui code that I'm going to complain like crazy about, and I haven't done so yet. Internal. Because that's internal. We used the new handlers, and I tried applying it, and it didn't work. We are hot reloading handlers in MVVM. So exciting. I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited, but I am. Okay. This one's going to be the successful one. I'm just getting ready to announce it in the .NET Evolution Discord. Oh, let's undo that. I want that to change green. I typed the message. I'm going to hit enter as soon as it works. It's going to work. I'm glad you're excited, President Not Sure. I'm excited. All right. Then we're going to try hot reloading real views. That's even scarier. All right. It's green. It's green. I'm really excited. All right. Whew. All right. We're going to do this in a couple commits because, for one, that forms nonsense. It's making me mad. Like this check. Why is that check private? And right now, my hot reload, that private internal thing is not going to be an issue eventually. Eventually, when we have real hot reload implemented, not my hack. Now, the code that I'm working on right now is going to stay, but the mechanism for hot reloading is eventually going to change. And once that changes, internal stuff won't matter. Now, my whole internal stuff, I did do a nice little cool hack that works beautifully in .NET Core. Does not work in Mono yet. So if you were to use my hot reload and try hot reloading those types and reference internals inside of like a .NET Core console app, totally works. Just does. Okay. Let's get some other stuff in there. I'm not going to commit that because I don't even know what's going on there. All right. So excited. Okay. We're going to, yep. Actually, this. All right. Got that because that's different. We are not. I should remove my commented out green code. That should not be in there at all. All right, so we're just gonna do that. It fixed. Did you see that, guys? Fixed. The green went away. All right. That's just some extra comments. We don't need those hanging around. I think we're ready to reload or to add in hot reload code. Okay, I'm not committing that crap. It's stupid. It's so annoyed that it adds that. All right, but I think we're good to commit the rest of this. Yeah, that should be good. All right. Actually, we're missing something. All right, so now let's go over to the forms view and add that in there. Where's view? So big. Yeah, my hot reload's all public. Everything here is public. So to help you out with that, there is a couple repos I will link. There is GitHub Clancy / this one I renamed. It's Reloadify3000. This has the extensions and the actual hot reload code. And the branches we're working on right there. So all that code right there. You can play with this right now. You can go to my branch and hot reload handler code. All right. Let's go make this thing an iReload handler thing too. Oh, no. I don't need to because that does not. Reload handler. Really? Really? I'm gonna have to cast it first? Yes, everything's spelled except those methods. I thought we were past that, guys. And actually, since I'm not doing anything else, there. Now those can reload. I don't know what to do in that case. We're not working on that edge case yet. Just not ready for it. Throw to do in there. Let's clean up some stuff. Okay. One M or two M's? It's two. All right, push that crap up. Excited. All right. Now, let's hot reload the actual code. I think we can do it. This shouldn't be hard. We're already almost there. Almost there. All right, so to do this, go to our sample. We're going to re-architect the sample a little bit first. How are they doing those buttons that disappear and reappear? How is that label disappearing in that many seconds? How? I don't see a timer. Must be on app delegate, something in there? That's it. That's ugly. Come on, guys. All right. That's right. So what we're going to do, add new class. And we're going to do all this stuff in here. And we're just going to say it's a vertical stack. Right? Because that's what that returns. And yeah, we're going to go with that. Now this vertical stack, system.graphics. All right. That's perfect. All right, this code is not going to reload, but the my root view might just work. Will .NET 6 have synchronization context? I heard the .NET Core already doesn't have it. I actually have no idea. I haven't been on those meetings. John Dick, are you still around? You were in here earlier. Are you still watching, John? Reddit? I don't know. He would know. If not, he's in the right meetings to ask that question. Not responding, so I'm guessing he's not. All right. Let's let that do its thing. It added the thing. Okay, I show up after 5 seconds. Okay, that button's not here. But if I change something and this hot reloads, that didn't do anything. Okay, this goes back to what I was talking about with that class. It doesn't know about nothing. Don't know nothing. Right, our diff. our diff isn't checking if the view's been replaced. Because we're not really doing a diff. All right, so what we also need to do is on our check handlers, our check handlers stuff. All right, we check that. Dun, dun, dun. All right, var. I think it's in here. Dot. Not is replaced view. What's in is replaced view? That's a horrible name. Oh. It is replaced. It gives us the new type. And we know it's this stuff in here. Because we wouldn't be here if not. Is that right? I don't even know what that thing does. It's right. We'll just say... I need to figure out what that is because that's not right. So this will... No, doesn't that create a whole new one, I think? Yeah, I don't want that. That's not right. That's too much work. All right, let's figure out this is replaced view. Do I even use that anywhere in comment? Now I'm curious. Data binding extensions uses it. Okay. So it passes in a view. Oh, that's so I can check if if we replace a view, if we say like view, my root view, right? Then we hot reload, we now get my view 123. Is my view and my view 123 technically the same thing? Yes or no? That's what that was. Okay. That makes sense. I forgot about that. But I want to just know if it has been replaced. So on here, when I do this whole get the new view, it will return itself if it has not been changed. But that's going to be an expensive call. I don't want to always do that. Actually, that makes me not like what I did. So inside the forms view, let's go clean up some other code. Just realize what's going on there. In controls, in view. All right, so we have this thing, right? That doesn't cache anything. So what we'll do is we will do replaceable view. Ooh. Put that in here, question mark equals. Oh, iView. All right, so now on reload, clear that puppy out. That might be wrong, but I think it's right. Only one way to find out. Now let's go to forms. Same thing. I hate having two views to deal with this that are almost identical. Actually, let's see if this is going to be faster. There it is. Actually, I shouldn't even need to null it. I won't have to null it. I'll just cache it, right? All right, so no nulling it. Now what we do here is we can just say, we got the render type, right? Now we can also say var view new view equals is that under iReplaceable view? I don't know if I like this. No, that's not right. I know I did that right. All right. Can't spell. I don't know which one. I don't know which one's spelled right, but we're just going to go with it. Replaceable view. Let's parenthesis this puppy. Oh wait, configure weights. Sorry, I just noticed chat again. Sorry about that. Configure weight false. You may have saw that sneak in there or somewhere, but that shouldn't be anything with. Wonder where you saw that at. There's forms code in here, so it might not be anything specific. I don't know. All right. This is where I did that thing with the hot reload helper. If I'm just trying. So here's my dilemma. The old one, I would check it to pass in this new type so I didn't have to look it up. I would say, oh, you were replaced. Here's the old type, here's the new type. So that way I can do a quick check and say, hey, are we the same? So I can reset things. Do I need to reset the handler? Resetting the handler is a cheap, or I mean, it's not cheap, but it's an easy way to handle this. If the handler is reset, when I do that loop through of adding all the children and resetting everything, it's going to recreate the handler and reuse it. But if I want to reuse the handler, all right, I know what to do. No, that's not going to work for all its children. So what we'll do now, this will work. Else, we'll just do this. We're going to be a super lazy hot reload. This might work. All right, else new view. Equals view.handler. And then also, I don't think we're going to fix it. Right? Where do we set these? Look at this. Look at this. Just pure not working. All right. We're going to fix this. Like it should be. All right. Whoa, I didn't mean to hit insert key. All right. Now, if handler is not equal, equals value, return. I'll just do that. All right. All right, so we disconnect the old one. Done. Then we say handler. This might be overkill, actually. That scares me. Couple reasons this scare me. We might double call stuff. We're not going to do this. We're just going to do this in our reload thing. I'm changing my mind. It does all kinds of fancy stuff in there, and I'm worried about how deep that's going to go. So for now, we'll just do that, and then we'll do handler. All right, that should hot reload code now. Okay, let's save everything. Let's run it. Should hot reload? Because if the view changed, we're going to transfer its state. Its handler. And if it didn't change, oh well. Still gets the same handler. Doesn't matter. Actually, this goes back to my fear of code changing. If view equals new view. Just to be safe, you know. I just don't know what'll happen if we keep setting the view on top of the view on top of the view. Or the handler keeps setting its view if it already is the same one. I know Comet did all kinds of nice things where it would check and compare and do a lot of stuff for you, but I don't think we have any of that in any of this code. All right. Sure, you disappear and a new one's gonna come back. All right, so now let's go to my root view. Where's our green button? I don't see a green button. Oh, that's the green button. Okay. All right, let's debug. That should have hot reloaded, and I don't know why it didn't. Let's get forms hot reloading. So now if I go into all right, so this guy. And let's also do this extension because I want to debug in there. That should be all I need to debug with. Close to the right. All right, so now let's go here. All right, so we remove the current one and we null it. Now, all right, new view. Put a breakpoint here. That never fired. I think what I need to do this is what's happening. This replaced view is already cached in our views. And during that reload, this walk the tree, I need to make sure I uncache that thing. So here's what we can do. Don't know if I like this, but we're going to do it. We'll go back and forth on it. I'm going to. I know I will. All right. Else. All right. So this is what we're going to do because it needs to be at that level. Although that. No, I don't like that. Because that's what called this. We're going to get ourselves into an infinite loop. So what I do in Comet is Comet resets itself and then the view does this check itself because it has all the variables so it can compare it. I wanted to make this different. The view is the same. The child, it's different, no? So what's happening, the view should have changed. It should be, right, the children are different, but it's a whole new view. So the view should have different things. So actually at the very root, no, let me think about this one more time. So let's debug this. So what's happening is when I change this my root view, this is why I do a full diff in forms. I mean, not forms. This is why I do a full diff in Comet. I go through and diff and say, oh, these are the same. These are the same. Let's copy over the stuff. Let's give the stuff over. But I thought we could do this without a full diff. Because what should happen during this first reload, we'll just do this. We should get this breakpoint. On this first reload, oh, on this first reload on the check handler, I'm not resetting the handler, and it changed. All right, so I might not be able to put all this code here where I have it. I might have to move some of it to the actual views because the views know more about themselves. That's how I do it in Comet. All right, so set view. Here's what happens. Let's let that thing do its thing really quick. I'm going to remove that code because that's driving me nuts, waiting for it. Let's go here. And if we change this back to purple. All right. This is going to do a thing, right? It's going to do a refresh. Now view is view, right? It's still my root view. Now, when it's time to do the toNative, if we go through this to the layout, this view right here, replaced view is this, okay? If the handler was null, which it's not, go back down to framework element, handler's not null. If the handler was null, it would reset itself. So I need the handler. The views are going to need this logic. It needs to be in the views. I just don't have the logic in the right place. I can't do that here. All right, so let's go look at the comment view just to explain this a little bit more. This is tricky stuff. Solved it once a long time ago. Why am I trying to resolve it a different way again? Actually, I do that all the time because I hope it's better the second time. All right, so here's what I do. Dun, 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 dun. See, like I said, my view handler, I do all kinds of nice stuff in there for us automatically. Set view handler. Ba-da-dum. This is not true real code. Okay, so I have a reset view. And if I say, if it's a hot reload, we're doing different things, right? What this does is if it's a hot reload, I do a diff where I do a yes, check that. That's the only real difference is now I'll go check. So this will say, hey, what view should we be? And it does get render view. And then it diffs the views. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? How do we do this in our code? So easy, this is not going to be the proper fix, but a really easy fix for us. Let's go to view, this view. Oh no, I set the replaced view first. All right, so let's debug this. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, it's because the handler is still the same. The handler is the same. I need to do a check. If the replaced view is changed, dang it, this is tricky. You don't set null in forms code. No, that shouldn't matter because this view is not in the forms code yet. That's what's nice about working at this layout. I'm not in forms there yet. So I set the replace view to null. This is why I did the whole check with the hot reload if it's the same. I'll loop through. And if they're the same, I move the handler over. If they're not the same, I don't remember what I do if they're not the same, but that's not the point. I turn false. That's what I do. Let's figure this out. All right, so if we're going to do it here, nice and easy way, we can say if Okay. Let's throw one more set of parentheses in here. This should work. All right, so we get the replaced view. Now, I'm just trying to think this thing through. I want to know if that is the current latest version as well. Maybe we do this on a reloaded helper. All right. That should always get us the latest. So now we can do how did I mess the F? All right, so we'll do all our checks. That way it's fast at runtime, even though that shouldn't be an issue. All right, so now we get our replaced view. I need to do two things on that. So if that returns back the original view, yeah, that's going to be slow. Because that full name, oh right, because I let those chain image self. So this can return this and can return and change this, which can change this. That's right. That chaining takes care of it. So what I'm talking about with the chaining, technically in Comet, every view, even a new replaced view, will say, hey, I got a replaced view. Was I replaced? And it does this check. So if I have view 1, 2, 3, 4, now I do view 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's different. You know what I mean? So I'm also worried about if I null out the handler, am I going to clear out all that stuff? Maybe. No, it'll be fine. Never mind. That's not. And these replaced views will technically do that here too. So if I always ask the replaced view for its replaced view, right? In here, in my stuff, in Comet, I have for this replace view, it doesn't just do something lame like this. It actually does a thing to where it then checks its view if it was replaced as well. But I want to know if what the current handler has, do we have anything on the handlers that'll do this? If I say handler dot, I have container view, native view, native view. Wait, no, not native view. I want to know if the current view matches the virtual view. to hot reload these, I wanted to be able to find out quickly and easily if the current handler... Man, this is tricky. Because that's what it's coming down to. If the handler matches the current view, keep it. If not, null it. That's what I was trying to find. I view handler. No, find implementations. Go to implementations. That's what I wanted. That's where I'd fix the double check. I wonder if we do need to add on virtual view and typed virtual view on this thing. I don't like this. I don't like where I'm stuck at. All right, let's just try this. All right. If this might do it, actually. All right. So what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm trying to walk myself through this, we need to be able to either transfer the handler or null the handler out if the replaced view is not the same one used on the handler. So what I do on forms, on comment. Actually, let's try this. Let's go here. Let's jump into here. So if we go into the platform, no, not that one. Sorry, not platform. Yes, platform. So we say, hey, the handler's not null, we're good. I wonder if we did that first. Because the replaced view, the replaced view won't have a view or won't have a handler. Now this might, on comment, I'm going to do the diff, so this won't be an issue on comment. In an MVVM, this only happened to hot reload, so you might have an extra view hanging around, but it's only in debug builds. I mean, you might eventually run out of memory with what I just did. So, I mean, not the best. Ah, it didn't work either way. Come on. I'm wondering why we're getting 2 reloads too. All right, so this reload, why don't we have a call stack? All right. Now the question is, let's go to our container view. All right, so let's cause a reload. It's dumb. I don't know why we're getting 2 of those. All right, to native view. Okay, so it's getting our... That's not right. That's broken. That's so broken. Why is that broken? Right. My caching. Hard things in programming are always caching and invalidating caching. Always. Now, the problem is with us caching that we might not need to cache it now because we're only ever calling it once. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're in a loop. A loop. Oh, no, we're not. Let's just teach views. It wasn't a hot reload. All right, so now that's really ugly and green. Let's see if we can make it to where it's ugly and purple and readable. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. What's our view? Debugger, tell me, what is our view? Okay, the debugger wouldn't work, but the immediate window says it's a new view. Oh, I hit my mic. Sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. It worked. It worked. We out reloaded code. I like it. I like it. Oh no. Console stock dot add new button. Let's remove breakpoints. We gotta see how fast this is. Ah, it's there. It's there. I see it. I see it. All right. Um. Okay. And oh no, that's... You'll notice it's not hot reloading because it's not valid code, and it's complaining at me. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? All right. So UI kit alert view. Oh, they changed all this. I forgot. I don't remember this API. If iOS and if... no, what are you doing? And then this API is, hey, I think that's right. Right? What's it complaining about? It's obsolete. Use an overload with UI alert view delegate. I don't care. Show. All right. That didn't do anything. Why didn't you do anything? It's actually not reloading. No, it is reloading. All right, we will use forms. Doesn't forms have device dot out? There's no. I don't remember how to alert in forms. How do I alert in forms? I have to do it from a page, don't I? I don't have a page. All right, we're just going to do outline. All right. That should have reloaded. Our buttons don't have click events, don't they? It's me fighting nothing. Let's go check in handlers. Maybe we can fix the handler right here since we don't have click events. All right. All right. Let's see if this will work. I have no idea if this will work. I don't know. This is going to be exciting. And then let's make sure they're on the same namespace. And then partial class using UI kit. Actually, what does this? Okay, so this does create a UI button. And now we need to set up clicked. I remember how this works on those. So we need to hook into this mapper. Actually, we can just do it right here. All right, so here we will do, we'll just do it here. All right, and that doesn't exist. We know it doesn't, so we are going to come down here. Actually, that's static. It's not going to reload. What? I have no idea. It might. Yeah, it should do it. This should hot reload. Let's do iOS. And if. Now here, what we're going to do is var native. Let me switch our context. So I have IntelliSense equals handler dot native view as native. And we can put this out. All right. Button dot touch up inside plus equals. We're just going to do this really lame here. Button dot clicked. Actually, we can just cast because it should be. And we don't have the as, which gives us not a null. And it was that's. Wait, converting null. How do I do that here? Go back to the as. Okay. Why is it complaining about? So this is not recompiling. Oh, come on, handler. You were hot reloading for us earlier. It could be this thing. Let's delete this guy. Hot reload. Okay, I don't know why that did not hot reload. It's not even trying. It gave up. Nope, there it goes. It should tell us. Oh, here we go. The type or namespace. Why didn't I just read the errors? Type or namespace native view could not be found. You know what? Let's just do it right. What's it complaining about? It does not. Why is it not like that? We're just going with that for right now. Is that what it's complaining about? I'm just curious if it's that if. Oh, that's what it was. It doesn't like those if. I'm not properly registering the iOS stuff. I think that's it. No, I'm not getting clicked. Give me a click event. Okay, so let's go into button handler. Okay, mapping clicked is obviously firing. Button. Okay, so now is clicked not firing right. So let's go over to, this is so cool. It's actually hot reloading. Oh, that's so awesome. So if I space, we're getting clicked for each of those now. All right, here. Let's put a breakpoint here. No buttons are clickable. Why are buttons not clickable? That I don't know. I don't know why the buttons aren't clickable. Oh, main page dot display. Yeah, but I don't have a page, so I can't do main page dot display. We have no page. But why am I not getting... I took up the clicked. We see it's happening. Excuse me. That's what's confusing to me, is why don't we have a click? Okay. All right, so let's try this again. We're not getting any clicked. Are these not enabled? Oh, ha ha ha, semicolon. I'm not getting anything. Why? Why? Buttons. Hello, buttons. All right, and so let's do button dot text. Now we know which one look, we're hooking them up. It even says which one. Yeah, the if iOS is not working, and I can fix that. And maybe I did it as the other one. Maybe they did both. You're right. Nope, that's not showing up. I don't know. It's all right. I need to make sure in my hot reload code I'm properly registering those, and I'm not. That's part of the problem, and that's easy enough. Oh, on the map click? Right. Thank you. Sometimes I'm not very smart. It's working! Okay, we need to fix that in the hot reload. Why aren't those ifs working? I was clicked in the handler. And then this isn't an iOS, which isn't working. Okay. That's it. That's all it was. What the? Why? Why is this not working? So I know why. In my old reload code, I used to do this, and I'm not doing this anymore. So I used to. This is another reason why it'd be nicer to do it in the IDE. We talked about this yesterday, and R2, who's not hanging out with us, who was supposed to get us a pull request, so we do this not inside the app, would have fixed this issue that I'm running into right now. So I need to fix my if-def stuff. If-def stuff. All right, so sorry, what I was showing you is in this, in the Roslyn evaluator, I used to, on each platform, register all that if-def crap. I used to have, and it's actually still in the mono evaluator. Well, I used to. I borrowed that code from Frank, so I know it used to work, and it used to work. And it's not now. So we need to teach this how to handle the right if-defs for platform. Hey, Lachlan, good morning. Welcome to the fun. Guess what we did? We are hot reloading, adding new stuff. And this is not Maui, guys. This is not Maui. This is forms. I mean, not Maui. It's not Comet. It is Maui. This is 100% Maui. But it's forms. All right, so that's cool. That's working. The next thing to do after this would be view models. And actually, I need to try with an actual forms base. .forms.layout. No. Stack layout. It did something. I just switched layouts completely and it freaked out, but it's working. I'm gonna have to start and stop. I don't know why it didn't like me completely switching. Right. It's not going to use the right stuff under the hood. I don't think forms layouts know what to do. And I just broke everything. All right. So I need to find out a way to add those defines in Roslyn. We need to fix that. That's the next step. Or don't do FDefs, just do partial classes because I got partial classes working. All right. This is really exciting. I'm going to step aside for 1 second. I will be right back and we'll keep going on this.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
All right. There's a couple things we actually still need to do. One is we need to figure out why we're not getting if defs, defined statements. We need to fix defined statements. Number two, this hack is not going to work long term. Do you need something? Did you get your schoolwork done? Yeah. All right. Okay. So we need to fix if defs, and that hack's not going to work. That only worked because it's the root which got the reload. We need to do a thing to where we can reset that cast value if the type's changed. Okay, so that needs fixed. That's going to need fixed here and in forms. All right, so that's two things. And then we need to try with like real forms types. What do we want to fix first? Do we want to fix if defs? Because I can get by without if defs being fixed right now. Or do we want to fix some of these hacks? No one? There's 12 of you here and no one cares what we work on? Nobody? No one wants to give me direction? All right. I'm just undoing all this. Actually, let's just reset it. We don't even need it. We know it works. So, options. We can keep working and fixing this because this is a hack. That is not going to work. If I hot reload a type deeper in, it's not going to reload. We just got lucky here because we're working on the root. So that's a hack that needs fixed. So we need to dig through the hot reload stuff and actually teach it how to reset that replaced view based on if something changed. Which actually could be pretty simple to do. All right, we need that. Sorry, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten lunch today. It's a problem with live streaming. I don't eat. All right, so that's one thing. We can do it during the transfer state. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Or actually, yeah. Yeah. That might have fixed that hack. I don't know. Might have just fixed it. Or we can switch out of hot reloading and actually go work on the hot reload extension and fix if defs. And I have no idea what I'm doing there. That needs figured out. I wonder if I can detect easily if I'm on iOS or Android at runtime. What's null? Tell me, my good friend. Yep, that'll be null. Let's just remove that for right now. Yeah, let's fix this hack. I think we can do it pretty easy. I think we're almost done. No, that didn't do it at all. I'm thinking about how that works. That's wrong. Wrong! We're gonna have to write more code. That's not gonna be good enough. Hmm. All right, let's fix the my root because is it vertical? No, vertical stack. Oh, actually, I could have let that hot reload. That probably would have worked. Transfer state only gets compared when we call get replaced view. I got excited and I was wrong. All right. The answer is yes, Lachlan. Yes. Well, okay. So let's talk a little bit about our long-term goals with hot reload. So there's a couple things that we're working on. One is getting edit and continue and some method body replacement stuff into just Xamarin, Mono, all of that. So when you're working on iOS, you can actually stop, pause, and do edit and continue, right? Which, depending on what you're hot reloading, makes sense. If I'm hot reloading if I'm coding in my database layer and I'm changing SQL, and I already have a static instance of my database installed, I want to patch that IL, right? I want to actually just edit the code. Next time it runs, it's going to do this, right? Or even maybe the edit and continue style where I pause and I change some code, continue and run. But we want to do method body replacement. So you can just say, hey, I'm going to swap this whole thing out as I'm coding. We'll swap those out. Off it goes. That'll work for your generic C# classes. Now, eventually though, you're going to be like, this isn't something that already lives in memory. I mean, that's the big key is, are these something that lives in memory, or if it does, my framework knows how to replace it. That's what this is for. So I have UI classes. Sure, who cares? I got UI. I know how to refresh it, and I can make any changes I want because I don't care. I can do what I want. My code. I can handle this. And that's how this UI stuff is. So depends on what stage you're in. And most likely, you're going to have to opt your types into this style hot reload. So all of our view classes. Huh? No, sir. Bye. All right. So where was I? Right. So UI is going to be like, hey, I'm special. I don't need any constraints of method body replacement. I don't need any constraints from edit and continue. I can do whatever I want because I'm cool like that. And I know what to do. So at that point, it's going to get this style hot reload where we say, okay, here's the view. It's got whatever. It can do whatever. Pass that in. And now that view just does its thing and replaces itself. Now, currently, there's not a way to opt into this. If you're typing in your editor, I'm going to try hot reloading it and I'm going to send it over. Now, if you send something over, if we look at the hot reload helper, it's going to get every little thing that comes over. Oh, nope, hot reload helper. Hot reload helper. Now, whenever a hot reload happens with this style, we say, hey, here's the old type, here's the new type. Right now, I check if it's a replaceable view, do something. if it is a handler, do something, or I do one other thing. So if you just do like some random class and pass that over, I'm not going to reload it. I'm going to do anything with it. Inside of our, let's look at our root type thing, right? So if you had a class that this reference that was like my class, and you hot reload my class, it's not going to do anything until you hot reload my view, because my view instantiates my class. It's now going to use the new version of my class because I didn't do anything to differentiate or tell you don't allow stuff. So right now, hot reloading my class, it's not going to do anything until I hot reload my view. Now my view is going to do its thing with, and it will use the new my class. So yes, okay, that works. The other thing you'll notice here on that hot reload helper is this line. If your class has a static init, okay, if it has a method that's just static init, it's going to call that for you. And inside that static init, you can tell it now how to like shove itself into things. So when I was working on stuff with the database, and I had my database had a static init, I used interfaces and it would replace itself as like, this is the static one. Or this is where right now what we can also do, and we're going to need to do view models or things like that or allow with IOC, is if it exists in the IOC. Right now I'm not doing checks like that. I check, does it exist in the stuff I know about? Reloadable views and handlers. But we can do a final check down here. Hey, what's your IOC container? Oh, okay. Well, how about I give this in there and we register the new classes with that interface. So now next time you call your IOC will return the new class. So we can also do that in here. So yes, it can do, but non-standard things. But the only thing it knows how to handle and it will handle out of the box are reloadable views and reloadable handlers, because that's all it knows about. Or sorry, reloadable views and handlers. But we can teach it more things. We can 100% teach it more things. And right now, I hooked into this. And right now I do this, but if we change this to a plus equals, and you plus equal into it, and I plus equal into it, we're both going to get notification when types changes. So you can opt into this reload and you can deal with it yourself for certain types. Or you can just equal it. You deal with things you care about, things you don't care about, you pass on to hot reload helper. So we have options, guys. We have options. All right. Let's figure out this stupid hack. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we might bring over some of Comet-esque code. Specifically this thing. This does the diff. That diff is really important. We might need to just diff the tree. Now, one thing that is really, really nice, Comet says, oh, get the built view, ask it for its built view. So that stuff chains down. This is what I was talking about, how I chain that stuff down. And my replaced view just grabs the built view because why not? Dun, 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 dun. Where's replaced view? Oh yeah. So I have this whole get view and revet view that just does that. Get render view checks if the replaced view is not equal to null. Return the replaced views dot get render view. So this is what I was saying, how I chain my stuff. So at any point I can just say, oh, you've been replaced. Use the replaced view. If not, go get the render view. And you'll see how there's all this nice logic to automatically like, oh, I was replaced. Go ask the replaced stuff for its crap. Oh, and then it just goes down the chain. And if not, I can then just say reset things and say, okay, well, let's just reset things. And for transferring the state, these things know how to transfer between each other as well. It made it really simple when the framework knew about this from the beginning. Now, shoehorning this thing in was pretty straightforward because we just add this whole thing. Oh, I was replaced, use this view instead. However, I was lazy with my logic and it's causing pain. Because we want to cache this thing. And I still think it goes back to if I'm going to do it, okay. This goes back to, though, if I'm doing it from where do I want to do this check on that resetting this replaced view? If I do it in the current hot reload stuff here, what I need to say, okay, this has a new handler, we're good. Else if, I need to say if the handler if whatever view set the handler, we might have to change handler. The one thing I don't like about changing the handler is the view stuff. We've already made a lot of assumptions in here. Let's just stop this. So inside of our app, inside of here, we have some, oh, come on. Yes, don't do that to me. Realized my music is really not on. That's sad. All right. So inside of here, the handlers. Notice here we have typed native view. We just have virtual view, which is really the typed virtual view. Because iViewHandler has native view, but it doesn't have the view, virtual view, which is killing me right now. Now on these, this is harsh. All right. I'm going to have to rename all of this, which hurts. All right. If typed virtual view dot handler is not equal to null, huh, that's interesting. And technically, with this, what we could do on the protected, that's interesting. So we set it on, if they don't call base, that's not going to actually ever set that. That really should be protected. right. And then this. It's whether it's worth it to cast it. T virtual view. Oh, that's no, okay. Virtual view as dun 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 saves memory. Not a lot, but it does. Why is it complaining about that? That should not care. All right, let's just go with that. Wait, what? Oh. I don't care. It's like, it's fine. It's fine if that's null. But then if it's not null, it doesn't fit the interface. It's so frustrating. Take that. So instead of doing that, we will now just say don't even need to type it. Oh, already done. All right, I like it. All right, so now let's hope that didn't just break the world. It might have. Else. Why don't I have any intelligence here? All right. All right. What we'll do here. I also need to reset that. Oh, I closed it. I don't like where this is going. I'm really not happy with this. Not happy with that caching. So we might do something very similar to, like I said, what I'm doing on Comet. Because Comet does some really, it does a caching thing, right? It says, hey, let's get this view. Yeah. So what I don't like is this. This is what I don't like. That caching and how and when to reset it. So one thing I do in Comet is while I'm looping through all this, I do a compare, and if everything's the same, I transfer the handler. Which goes through and does the update and all that fancy stuff. Because, hey, they're the same, they can use the same handler. And then I just transfer the handler. If they're not the same, it's a new view, it's a new view, it's a new view, and we're good to go. And that replaced view is not cached like this. Well, it does cache, but caches differently. So what I don't like is right now, if I say get replaced view, it's going to get a new view every single time. So I wonder if this is even right, because if that's calling get replaced view on an already replaced view, what's it doing? Kind of needs to know what the original one is. And so I need to cache it, but caching it at this point is rough. So I kind of need to know types. I'm wondering if it's even worth doing the whole diff thing I do. So at this point, whenever I do a reload in comment, let's just say we're doing a reload, okay? So what I do is I say, I have the concept of the current render view, right? Or whatever the current view is, because anything in comment can be replaced by anything. So var current view equals render. We just say that for right now, okay? Current replaced view. Right? Does something like that. Says, hey, this is what we currently are. Am I remembering that right? So get render view always checks the replaced view, which is already created, right? Get that. Bum-ba-da-dum. Go get a new one. But on a reload, it says, hey, we're a hot reload. So we reset the view. Reset view means we don't care about the replaced view. We're always going to clear it out on a reload. We just do. And it might, but notice I keep the old view first. Yes, like I was saying. I wonder if I need a whole class to manage all that. So I grab the old one, create it, make a whole new one, right? And then I diff the two. That's the whole magic here. So I just go through, I move some data over to the new one from the old one. Old view equals built view, which that goes through and gets the true real built view. Why do I have multiple variables that all do this? All right. Grab the old parent, null out the built view. Go get the render view, and that does that whole thing where it checks if it was replaced, gets its thing. Yay, we've been replaced. Let's re-update ourselves from our old stuff. Reset the parents. Oh, I'm not setting parents. After making fun of forums for not setting parents in Maui stuff, I'm not. So I have the replaced and the built. Built is what's actually going to be on display. Replaced is the current, whatever, swapping it out. Yeah, it's got some fun stuff. And then this is if it's not replaced, do this. Now we don't need a built view because a built view is different. The reason we need a built view in Comet is you can do a body. So if you say, hey, the body for this is new views, that's the built view. That's what's actually going to be displayed versus the replaced view. So maybe I do like they do. And if the new view is the same, I just say, we built something for nothing. I don't care. We're going to throw that away. We don't need it. Or that's interesting. That might work. Let's just do that. I'm overthinking it. I am overthinking it. So what we'll do here, we're going to do this. I like that. We're doing it. All right, else if new view. All right, new view equals hot reload helper dot get replaced view. If new view dot get type is not equal to view dot get type, and it has to be a hot view or we can't be here. So I'm not even going to worry about the checking. I think that's it. Here we also I wonder if I should do some handler stuff here. No, so we'll just do that. We don't care. Now we need to change our sample if this works. Oh, I just messed up all that. We're going to go undo a lot of crap. Can I just... No, I just did the hot reload helper. I hope I didn't have anything in there I needed. I don't remember. Let me check my extension. That's right. I can rewrite that. What? There's nothing in this one. This one's empty. Going sledding. Nice. Because I'm live streaming, yeah? Yeah? Normally your mother helps you while I'm working? No, I didn't even know that. All right. You want to close my door? All right. Gloves are on. All right. Why can't I do that? Oh, I'm going to ignore that for now. What did I do? All right. All right, so now let's hear. We'll do, what did I do? I said, you're not going to give me hot reload helper? You're going to pretend like that doesn't exist at this point? It's in the platform.hot. My own fault for redoing. Oh, the project's probably not loaded because no, it was loaded, wasn't it? It unloads when I refresh stuff in Git, which is really, really annoying. But it's still there. I wonder what it's complaining about. This is weird. How can handler not be applied to null? Like, oops, I don't know what I just told it to do. Okay. They're the same namespace, right? But this is saying it can't see iView. iView's there. Framework elements there. How is iView handler not available? All right. Rosalind's just freaking out on me. All right. Okay, the dot. Why not? Oh, actually, they can't be null. They really can't. Why am I even caring? I don't know. It's habit. So if they're not the same, not view, not view. Transfer state, new view. All right, that should fix it. Shouldn't even need to do that, but. Ooh, almost went back on my chair. Now that should also remove that. Is that forms view? No, this is sample one. Okay. Now I don't have that replace view equals null. I don't need that. All right. Let's see if this works. Should work. And less of a hack. Should be good. All right. So spacing, let's put that spacing at 15. All right. Now let's check if my hack truly worked. So to do that, we're going to again just do a vertical stack. All right. Now, actually, what I should have done is why did I stop coding? Okay. Even to add the new class, I did not need to stop. Let's make sure. Let's delete that. All right. This should work. We should be able to not stop debugging, add a new class, and hot reload it right in place. All right. Add new class. I don't know why IntelliSense is taking so long to kick in. So weird. All right. All right. Oh, I'm so used to comment. And label under the hood is a Xamarin Forms label or Xamarin Forms view. So this is something that could be XAML-y. Now let's go to our sample and go to my app. No, my root view. A new nested. What's it not liking? The namespace. Really? Once I hot reload this, it should send it over. Okay, that reloaded. So as long as I do it in the right order. The type or namespace. Why? It's there. That's interesting. All right, another bug to fix in our hot reload. In our hot reload lib. For some reason, it did not add the existing DLLs as references, and it should have. I thought it did that though. All right. So ensure configure, this is where it used to grabs the options. Adds comment. That's funny. All right, so we need to do something where we can configure these options and actually make that work, where it passes stuff in. Now, In here, when we compile this code, references, that's not getting updated with the new refs. That's why. It used to work. But I thought anything in memory would have stayed there as a reference. Okay, that's fixable though. Very interesting. All right, we'll need to figure that out. All right, so aside from that, let's forget that. Let's see if this will reload now. So now my nested view. We have, it's something's not, look at that. Why is that at the top? That's odd. But we have two sliders. This is going back to, we fix that. All right. All right, so this time we reloaded this view. So let's go to, let's in here. We might have to just bring in my diff code. I just don't know exactly how it'll apply because it's not exactly right. Oh, remember we moved that up there. I guess I reset that too. Yeah, resetting is bad. I should not do that very often. Bites me all the time. Actually, doesn't it go to my trash can? It does. I could have just went and snagged it out of there. That one. That's the one I needed. All right. Let's go find our special view again. If you reset them from the GitHub app, I should say, then it goes to your trash can. Wrong place. Why are those at the top? And did I add two sliders on my main app? I did. I was like, why is there two sliders? That should fix it though. What do you mean this cannot be reloaded? Right, because it's not using the new type like it should. Time to go fix some hot reload stuff. This worked. It worked in Comet, so I don't know why it's not working here. I know why it's up there. Because the layout. The layout is not using the replaced view. That's the problem with that. That's why it went to the top. Layout knows nothing about replaced view. So in comment views, stock. Notice how I'm using all this dot get stuff. Measured size isn't going to be right. But for like get frame constraints, it will check with the replaced view. All the nice things about a framework that knows about replaced views versus one that doesn't. So in comment, every time we measure something or we do anything with anything that matters, we just do get the built frame. Like everything happens from the built view. Because the built view is the only thing that matters. And the nice thing about that is the built frame will ask down to its parent what it is, and its parent is technically that. See? See? Built view. Built view. Everything uses the built view. That's the only view that matters in comment. I don't know. I'm at a loss now to shoehorn that in. I wonder if we need an interface of like get render view. And the layout uses that, or I don't know. Any thoughts? Because all of these calls, maybe that'll work. Let's just try it really simple. There. Now I can just say replace to you everywhere instead of doing this weird cast thing I was doing. So it's driving me nuts. All right. I bet that will fix our hot reloading. Right. What am I thinking? That's right. It's almost time for me to get off. I really need to eat. All I had is that bar. So let's see if this works as a workaround. I don't know. I think we're going to have to teach at the lower level about the concept of a view has a real view. Whatever that real view is what everything is based off of. And then that replaced view, whatever we call it, the replaced view, that will work with how Comet works, because Comet has that concept of things being replaced. Everything, I mean, Hot Reload does. There is no question mark. Why are you yelling at me? I fixed it. All right, so no, because the frame setting didn't do it. Okay. Again, this is where the handler can check its... We're just going to run through this, where the handler should just say, oh, there's a build view. Let's grab its handler, not this handler. All right, well, this is going to take some more thinking. I need to map this out a little bit more. Because the layout, and that's what it comes down to, is the layout on add children. Like right here, it should be. And is it even being added then? No, it's not, because it's still the old view. So the layout manager, this is where it gets nasty. I mean, or we do this at the root of the view. Rather than the framework doing it, the view knows that it's able to be replaced, and it was replaced, and the view just now proxies that data back and forth. That's what I do in Comet. I think that's what makes the most sense. That's right. That's what we need to do. All right, well, guess I know what to do. Just don't want to do it yet. All right, I'll look into doing this later. Either way, we had code hot reloading. We did it. We have handlers hot reloading. We have code and handle hot reloading. Not all the way, we're close. But we have some hot reloading happening. I need to teach the forms view in the view how to do this. Yeah. Why is that one virtual and this one's not? At least all of these are virtual. So yeah, I'll just implement these on Vue. Vue will then proxy that on. This is interesting. So it's going to set the frame directly. All right, well, at least I know what to do. And then the handler, it tries setting the handler directly in the layout, I'm guessing. Let's just peek in there really quick before I end. Oh, no, the arrange on, I hate that name, on Vue. There's the arrange call. So when that happens, we'll just proxy that on as well. Actually, let's just do it really quick. What the heck, right? All right. What else can we override? There's a different one aside from that. All right. It should now hot reload that second class. I hope. I think. And then we'll just do that in forms view as well. All right. My nested view. Nope. Ah. Nope. I don't know what happened. We should. Right here. Second view. Where's my second view? All right, root's the same. I'm going to put a breakpoint there. All right. Label's the same. Stack's the same. Buttons the same. More buttons. Is there a hotkey for that? Is it just my normal hotkey? Slider. Button. More buttons. Come on. Okay. Hot view is the old view. How? How is it the nested one? So it only updated once. Because it doesn't have a parent. That's just a root. That's a fake one. All right, so we need to make sure we do in view. I reparent that. All right, so on that code just needs cleaned up. Can't be a one-liner. Can you do that? I don't think it let me do that. No. If replace you equals null. I don't think it'll ever hit that, but just in case. All right, so now we've got that. Now what we'll say in here is now it can hit that. All right, so now if new view is not equal to this, new view dot parent equals this, and new. That's true. Those can't set parents. For now, I'm doing that. Oh. That's not right, but that's good enough for now. Nope, too many parentheses. Let's delete one. All right, let's see if that hot reload stuff. I don't know, actually. That property just got big fast. All right, so let's reload this thing multiple times. First time it's gonna freak out on us again. And put them way up there. All right, so now let's go to, it's not doing it again. All right, so let's go. Let's. I just wish it just worked. So if you didn't notice, hot reload is hard, especially to do it inline, like I'm trying to do, without like blowing everything away and. All right. I'm wondering how it ever got to that. That's just weird. And its parent is null. I wonder if it has to do with during our check here. That should auto dispose itself. I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig in more. It worked on the root type. So if we were hot reloading on the main view, it worked every single time. So you'll notice in the comment code, I did have some stuff commented out. This has content, this else built view. This whole has content thing is something I've been toying with. So if we do this has content, what we can do is we can determine whether or not, if hot reload's enabled, we will nest everything in something that has content. So that whole content view controller, how I have it to where it knows about the view and it can swap them and it becomes the reload handler. That's what will happen if I use this has content. Everything will be nested and it's not the most efficient. Wow, my camera's out of focus. Didn't notice. Sorry. It's not the most efficient thing, like, because you have these like hanging, everything's inside of a container and in the native thing. That way we can just swap them out. And if we do that, we can do really efficient hot reloads. And then it won't do that at run or on if the debugger is not connected and if you're not hot reloading. So during debug builds, it'll be a little bit slower, but I think that's fine. I don't know. Gotta work through that a bit more. Gotta dig through this a bit more. This is weird. Because the main view works. Still, right? I didn't break the new view. Break the main view stuff, did I? All right, no, that's still there. I did. I did. What did I do that broke both? All right, well, something I did broke all hot reloading for a second time. Good to know. Oh well. I think I know what it is. I really think I know what it is. I think it's this. But I don't know. All right. Oh, that was fun. We got a lot of good progress. I need to work through more of this in my head. Maybe on some paper, maybe code some more. Figure out if there's a proper workflow that makes sense for this. Well, in that note, I'm probably going to be in now. I need to go eat. That'll help me think better. And thanks, guys, for hanging out. It was fun. I'm glad at the progress we made. It was super, super, super exciting to see stuff hot reloading again. Both the handlers and the view. Need to get things more reloading again because that's silly. Yeah, this is just so silly. All right. Thanks, guys. And I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for teaching me stuff. I like it. And I'll talk to you guys later. I might stream again next week. I don't know if it'll be hot reload stuff. I do need to switch off hot reload and move into some other stuff, team stuff, and maybe I'll hot reload how to build stuff in teams as I learn it, because I have no idea what I'm doing there. All right, thanks guys, and I'll talk to you all later.